Unrequited love in search of she happiness. I'm 65, a paranoid schizophrenic. I left my dream because I was like, all I ever wanted to be was the captain of this particular type of ship. But I really never got in touch with my schizophrenia. 7 years now. I'm either going to commit suicide or a miracle. It's so sad. Esophagus perforation, heart attack. It's on back pain, breathing problems. I think I have skin cancer. I actually forgot about that. If it wasn't for two professionals, I would have been hospitalized in the last 2.5 years when all that shit happened. I'm homeless. I'm just waiting for the guillotine to drop. The original owner sold it. I have to go. I have nowhere to go. I can't live with anybody. I'm very sick. Just before I started this, I had a vision. That's what I call it. And I was like in the middle of the ocean with one of the 11 girls of my heart. One never happened. She died of brain cancer. Oh, what could I do? Only her and one other girl I met when I was 14 or 13. 14. She found me out. I was 50 years old. Big wig, turn a frown around. I co-founded that with my therapist. We're winning awards. The real Dr. Hunter, Patch Adams is mentoring. It's just astounding. I'm scum off the psychiatric walls. Anyway, I was too sick for that ride. Anyhow. But my point is that this woman, who now has 3 children, is a very deep spiritual masseuse, but in this harsh world, she ain't making zillions of dollars doing that, and had an office on the richest street of that town. And there was a news article on it myself. She read it. I didn't remember who she was. I remember her name. I remember it now. I remember that out of 11 women, only Flora and this woman, I kind of, oh my God, she sought me out. She was well-to-do. She looked really groovy. Her husband made like zillions of dollars. Probably then married her. I don't know. It was just, wow. I asked her why she wanted to be my girlfriend. I won't tell you the funny story. She said, I thought you were the most spiritual person I had ever met. Imagine if that matched up. Wow. All other 9 were really based in sexuality. They were. No lectures on this tape. The complexity of how those 2 absolutely separate forces in our body, like our body has to shit, is this completely separate force that we have to piss. That's a completely separate force. And I have to use my arm to reach for something, and on and on and on. And people don't think we're designed. Whoa. We just see through a glass darkly, and we're allowed to believe our delusion that, man is the top ticket-ta tuda. We're designed, gang. Nevertheless, my great-grandfather was a rabbi, so I don't know how all the gods do that. But I'm just out of my mind, been hospitalized psychiatric over 20 times. Those are 3 professionals. I've been hospitalized 3 times, I said. So here I'm absolutely behind the 8 ball. But it was on my brain all day. I just found out. Here it is, January 8th. This is sick, what I'm going to tell you. Sick, disgusting, spit on it. But because of the coronavirus, when they gave the $600 stimulus, they extended what would have ran out January 1st to February 1st. I'm sitting telling my best friend, Herman. I said, Herman. And the man who used to own this place told me the same thing, basically, but he just said to pay, But I really thought I had at least till my birthday, April 4th of 2021, where the guillotine was going to snap. And especially because they extended it to February 1st, and Joe Biden and the Democrats, it's going to work. Whoa. I guess that probably is they're going to extend that, because they wanted to anyway, longer. And today I get a phone call from the office. They're starting eviction proceedings. Now they're starting them now, so they can get me out in a few months. My hope is that they wouldn't have started till April 4th. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to live this way. I do want to die. I think of suicide every day. I wish I had more balls. But nevertheless, before I made this tape, I was thinking all day. That's what I was saying. It's astounding. So I get this call. I call my wonderful therapist, Sandy. I text a religious person that is so priceless, who's much more active in my life through the texting, and it's so kind, so kind. But no one can help me. It's impossible to find me housing. I have no money. $8.45 a month. At least I have food stamps, but they'll go. They're going to go. It's so bizarre, but it's a federal program. The way the original owner set this up, blah, 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 but it's bizarre. Wow. I mean, they'll get 50, 80, but doesn't matter. Can't live on this. Now it's going to get worse. I have no place to go. And they all want a third rent. I used to say, to turn the frown around, what fucking crime did grandma and grandpa do but to grow old and poor in America? They die without friends. Me too. Now. And the minute they're gonna put me in some place because I'm a ward of the state, my daughter's dead. I'm so antisocial, even though one of my many beings, like turn a frown around was like being Robin Williams. It was. It just was. I could hide chronically till we became a big fish in a small pond who became too big. I couldn't hide at every part. When all the other things I did in my life, I was able to regulate hiding my illness. But this was impossible now. I gave up my dream. 7 years. Thinking the good part is that maybe I'll figure out what I did wrong. I said, God, take away joy. Take it away. Everyone's miserable. Why should I even want to be happy? I'm gonna fast joy. God, show me. Like, I've tried, and we were successful. I won 12 awards, but it's all carnal bullshit. Really nice vinyl siding. The wood was rotten, and we needed to get friends for every lonely person. We didn't. I just became a big fish in a small pond, and blah, blah, blah. Just an ego trip for a piece of shit that was always looked over and stepped on. What good is that? Anyway, so now the guillotine is now going like I was waiting for that. But it wouldn't happen today, January 8th. I was looking at the calendar going, okay, I got 24 days this morning when I woke up. I got 24 days. A few hours later, honey, guillotine's getting ready. With all this, I was pining all day. And I thought if a miracle, magnitude of Red Sea parting, happened, I found the perfect place to live. I was 101% safe in every direction of life. I have few groovy people in and out of my life that just love and adore me, and me them. I can't fuck up anything. I have so much money in the bank, so I don't have to worry about that. And thus I have an abundance, even though my lifestyle, as you saw in the beginning of this, well, that's really different. These were art pieces. I'm strange. I'm Guggenheim. I'm in such rage. I've just destroyed all my artwork. That's unusual, either. Not for me. Anyhow, but I live like shit now. I purposely am living like shit. Just because I want to die. I'm just protesting or something. I don't give a shit. I don't. If bugs started to appear, oh my God, I keep in the way back of my mind that has a toe on the earth. I go, well, it's winter. It's a warmer winter. I saw a couple of spiders, but anyhow, that would be torturous. God just unleashes 35 insects around here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. the worst fucking back in the world. I'm living on endless painkillers. I just know I'll go nuts. And then my back, I might throw my back permanently. I got days of cleaning out shit. All as a squatter now. I'm homeless. But I'm pining. And I realized if all these goodies happened, I was doing something of grand magnitude with the gifting I've been given. And a podcast really happened. There's endless, it's a friend-a-thon, and we just endless are getting friends for the friendless in a systematic way. Nursing homes, psych wards, jails, on and on. Anyhow, like a Jerry Lewis telethon, but no money, just a friend-a-thon. Kind of the greatest benevolentmatch.com it's ever been. My point is, of all that's going on, and the vision I had is I saw one of those 9 girls. It was the last, second to last, but it was the last before I completely, totally melted down. My daughter, after me being on the streets for 2 years, I've been homeless before, but she said, Daddy, you're permanently different. She said, you're at peace with who you are. Dad, you're so dark now. She was crying. I thought she'd be dead already. She died of ovarian cancer in this last year and a half. It's disgusting. She raised me like the movie I Am Sam. She visited me in psych wards. Life's just been horrible. No one will help me die. It's disgusting. It's like drilling your teeth with Novocaine, like the Marathon Man, the movie, Dustin Hoffman. But I've had all this good shit. You think about these very famous, thus now prosperous, top 10 on the charts in their generation. As Billy Joel said, excuse me, Paul Simon said, send up a new person up the charts. Anyway, so have all this money and fame and, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and some of them actually figure it out, and they have a really good relationship. They just do. But my point is, because I'm thinking about Dave Matthews, and the pain of unrequited love. Not her happiness, it's her unhappiness. I'm so miserable. Not to mention mentally out of my fucking mind. And when I had this vision, I was holding this girl, and I kind of was looking deeper because I assumed she was going to disappear and someone else would show up. Instead, I disappeared. What came to my mind instantly was none of these women disappeared. I disappear. And then I thought, I don't really disappear. I reappear as someone else, and then reappear as someone different than those two. and reappear and reappear and reappear. I can't live with anyone. If I love any girl, if some magic came my way, I probably should just stop it to begin with. It's like if you're born paralyzed, you're never going to walk. And if you end up totally bruised out, you messed up lots of your other parts of your body because you just said, no, I can walk. Like always falling, banging, get burned, you reach all this. It just would have been easier if you said, I'm never going to walk. My daughter, I never saw hatred in her eyes. Never. Except about Mike Kennis, who molested me for 2 years. My daughter ended up being a teacher for autistic children. She's just astute and caring. She raised me. And I told her, I've never seen hate in her eyes. She goes, Daddy, that man stole your capability of intimacy. Whatever that means, I still don't know. Unrequited love. So just before I started doing this tape, it's going really long. I was listening to Cat Stevens, very best of Cat Stevens, Foreigner Suite, 7 minutes and 20 seconds. I must listen to that 10 times. Earlier today, I was listening to Bob Dylan, If Not For You. And before that, I was listening to, earlier today when I was feeding the cats. I was listening yesterday. That's when it started stirring. Yesterday. After the gold rush, Neil Young. Only love can break your heart. I was going to do a song. I was going to call it She Happiness. And I started thinking maybe She Unhappiness. I just think it's just horrible. Like, you know, you always think maybe, oh, maybe. It's taken me 65 years. I really do think it's in this last year. Like, I really knew it when I came off the streets of Pittsburgh and had this groovy time with my daughter. It's helped me sort through a lot of things. So it was the first time I realized why no one can live. I just got it. Like, I disappear. I always think it's them. It doesn't matter. It matters I can't live with anyone. I've had too many people leave where I am. Even if they weren't mad, it was just too crazy. Like talking, like a dog that nips and barks. Might be really sweet too, but it doesn't matter. Too many bad apples in the elements of the entities that are within me. So I can't live with anyone. But then you know what that means? I can't sing like Bob Dylan, if not for you. Herman, as hard as life is, married 50 years, a man and his wife, excessively poor. 50 hard years. They're together. Know another buddy of mine named John, 37 years. What a horrible life he grew up in. He had to run away from his home. I ran away from home to seek happiness, truth, and run away from a molester and a very evil mother, and at that time a very evil stepfather who just came in. It doesn't matter. This man, anyway, they're married 37 years. I've been married twice. First, if it was today's generation, we lived together, we would have split up. I was completely the problem. My point is, it was totally sexual in the drawing of. But anyway, only love can break your heart. In search of happiness. So if my life came together, how many people kill themselves because of love? And they have everything else. And all these musicians that have everything are so miserable. Some of them commit suicide. Others just fade away. They're so talented, the apple just dies slowly on the tree because of unrequited love. So bad. I'm so miserable, even if life wasn't so miserable. If not for you, da ba ba ba. If not for you, I got no you. It never happened.